Okay guys, we got Adriano in the chair, and this is gonna be one of my favorite haircuts actually to do, and this is gonna be a classic graduated brush back. So right now, actually Adriano's headed to a wedding in a couple of days. It's his wedding, and we just gotta make sure that this looks really good with a suit. That's kind of what I'm thinking. When I'm envisioning this, I'm thinking of like, how is this haircut gonna look with a suit on? And one of the best haircuts to do is that brush back with a taper in the back and throughout the sides. So main thing that we're gonna really focus on is making sure that the graduation is tight enough for the transition of the clipper work to go right into it. So that's going to be one of the main focuses. And further than that, if we look at the hair from the front, it's sitting so heavy that it's kind of flopping through the sides. And you know, this is what I'm thinking about. Again, we want something that's going to be easy for him to maintain. It's also going to work with him and work for him when he's at the wedding, because at the wedding he'll be dancing, he'll be moving around, and the last thing I want is hair flopping through the sides. And that means that we're going to probably have to go a lot shorter through the front, add a little bit more texture because he has a lot of dense and thick hair, and we want to make sure that this is just very tight as it's a brush back. So these are the things I'm thinking about, and I'm gonna show you guys how that's done. Let's get into it. Okay guys, from the ridge of the nose all the way through the back, and the goal here is to separate the parietal into the roundness of the head, and I'm gonna show you guys how that's done. And sometimes it's a little bit easier to actually do it this way too. So first step, just make sure all this is sectioned off properly. And now we're gonna separate the apex to right behind the ear. So you could almost consider this to be the mastoid. And then we're gonna brush everything forward, right into the round surface. And this is how we could tell just by placing the comb, and completely horizontal all the way to the front, okay? That's one section or one panel separated. And do the same thing on the other side. You could almost even just take a clip from here, guys, and just clip it away to make things a little bit easier and cleaner. Okay, there we have it. We could also use another clip just because we have shorter lengths through the back. Okay, same process on the other side. So at this point, guys, I'm looking at the roots and I'm noticing that the roots here are a lot stronger. So I definitely want to separate this because I don't want to cut all this through my graduation. So this is going to be separated as well. So at this point, we grab everything from the crown, and what you're going to end up is this V. So if we look at it, this is what you should end up with in the back. All right, so first step, like we typically always do, we're going to take a diagonal section. Okay, and we want to make sure this is going to be really, really tight because this is going to be a taper. And then we're going to elevate all of this, okay, because we're still on a flat surface. See everything from the bottom, boom. Complete elevation straight off the base. See, nice and tight from where that sideburns at. Second section, now we're working with the round surface. So look at this, guys. At this point, we're working with a little bit of over direction. I'm gonna separate this corner because this plays a part of the top, and this is where we need some over direction. Okay, we're gonna check, is that where my last section was? If it's not, we don't cut it, and there we go. Even as we get towards the back, guys, something is going to change. Most of the time, I'm leaving a bit of the nape, but this time around, we got to make sure that we're working with a lot more elevation through where the mastoid's at. So watch this. This is where things are going to change because now we're incorporating the nape. Okay, as I bring this down, look at this, guys. From here, we go back into previous. Second, right, watch this. Still over directing because we're on that round surface. Okay, at this point, we're still in here over directing as well, but this is where things change. Now we're getting closest to the mastoid, boom, complete elevation. And I need to make sure I'm really, really tight to the head. Okay, same process in here. And now we work with elevation. Okay, we move on, same process, okay. Okay guys, same process. The only difference now is finger positioning. Okay, bring it back down, pick it back up. Again, here we want to be tight because this is still a flat surface. So you could take a clip and boom. Okay, I don't want to cut that. This is what I want to cut. Okay, so in here, bring it back to previous. Okay, 3 now gets all the way to the bottom of the nape. Bring everything down. There we have it. Okay, so at this point, we over direct back, previous, guideline in here. Beautiful. Okay, follow that all the way through. See, at this point, boom, elevation. And here, we need to make sure we're nice and tight. And we should have a connecting point between both sides. Okay, And this process, guys, remains the same. So again, we want to make sure that the knuckles are getting longer and the fingertips are getting really, really tight past the mastoid. So how you could tell is just usually behind the ear, you have that bone that sticks out. That's the area where your fingertips have to get closer to the head, okay? Beautiful. Okay, so if we look at it through the back, guys, look at this. We have that beautiful movement from both left and right side, and that's gonna just turn out so beautifully through the taper, because the most important thing now is that transition. Okay, we have everything that's tighter throughout the nape. That means the transition from the clipper should be a lot easier, because this could be like a 3 or a 2 leading up to the scissor length in here. Okay, so at this point, now that we're done through the sides, okay, we bring everything down, and this is where we need to start layering it, but we need to understand how to layer first. Okay, so bring everything down, come back from that profile, and now let's look at our lengths and make a decision of what that choice of length is going to be. Cut that layer through the crown. Okay, now everything comes to the side. Boom. Guideline. There we have it. Okay guys, super easy now. We have our guideline from the crown because we already layered it. And how we layered it, again, we saw a bit of that weight that was sitting too heavy. We just refined it going round. And now we have that guide to cut the top. Okay, but the choice of length in the front is going to be very important, and that's the decision we're going to have to think of, because what did I say initially, and it's mostly from the corners, is that it was sitting too heavy, and that's probably because it's been cut square. So let's pick this up and let's just see what lengths we're working with. Okay, these lengths are actually quite fine, but I still want to reduce some of that weight through here. So that guideline's coming from the crown again. Okay, that's the guide, reducing some of that weight through here. And watch this, as we get closer to the front, look at the position of the head. Look what happens. Boom. Head position is slightly tilted, so we're still cutting it. We're still keeping some of that weight because it's still going back, but it's definitely a lot shorter than where it was at before, which was triangular. Okay, same process. Again, we want to go around horizontally, so this is where head position gets pushed slightly away from us. Guidelines in here. Boom, that's what we want. Okay guys, so next step, we've done the graduation, we've done the layer. Third, connecting, okay? We take it from the front, we could take it diagonally, and you're gonna be able to see the lengths just by picking this up this way. Okay, we come from the top, okay, and look at that. That is your connecting point, okay? And use a bit of elevation. We're gonna cut this square because we still wanna keep a bit of that weight, because I still want him to be able to play with it, but this is still gonna reduce some of that length so it just sits a little bit tighter to the head. Okay, that's one. And we're gonna do that process till there's nothing left to cut, which, there you go, nothing to cut. Okay, let's see, one more. Just dust off if there's anything that shouldn't be there. Boom. Just making sure this is perfectly round. And here we're gonna elevate. We have a bit of that connecting point, and we're just gonna cut that square. Beautiful. Bring everything back. Look how this is already sitting. This is very much the Wolf of Wall Street look. Okay guys, number 3. Okay, this is gonna go right underneath our graduated line. Again, we don't wanna get past the mastoid. It's very important to understand that. The sideburn. Okay, same thing on the other side. Okay, next step guys, same process. Now we wanna make sure that this is aligned to the sideburns, and watch this. Okay, I'm gonna take this slightly higher. Okay, and that line is gonna follow the line in the back as well. Okay guys, so what we just did there was we established our 2. Now it's time for us to taper this. So number 1 is gonna sit right underneath our 2. Watch how I do this. Okay, same process guys on the sideburns. And guys, this is now where we're going to refine the outline, and this is where everything is just gonna come together. Okay, and now last area, guys. Number 1, right underneath number 2. And all that's really left is the lineup. Beautiful. And there you guys have it, a classic graduated haircut on Adriano. This is gonna be a really nice haircut with the suit. Hopefully you can send us some pictures so we could clip it into the video. But guys, what you guys see here is just that beautiful graduation that just blends really nicely into that taper through the sides. Very classic haircut, but also very suitable. And this wedding is gonna be crazy after this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.